Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari
Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari
Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jai Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
जय कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for coming. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 6 entitled Ashtanga Yoga. So in this chapter so far, Krishna has described many important principles of bhakti, Ashtanga Yoga basically. And Srila Prabhupada, he always translates wherever the description of Ashtanga Yoga is there, he is always describing it as Bhakti Yoga. Because Srila Prabhupada doesn't want to confuse people. Okay, this chapter is Ashtanga Yoga, so should we practice Ashtanga Yoga also? Should we also start doing asana, pranayam, pratyahar, go to the forest? It is not possible in this age. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada is very wonderfully describing the limbs of devotional service in all the purports. He keeps repeating it. One time a devotee asked Prabhupada, Swami, Prabhupada, why are you repeating same thing again and again in your purports? You are not this body, you are soul. We are not supposed to do sense gratification. Prabhupada said, still you are not understanding. Although I am repeating it again and again. So these principles, just by hearing, if we are not understanding, then it will be of no transformation. In the process of devotional service, there are 5 important limbs: Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagwat Shravan, Mathuravas, and Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevan. Association of devotees, chanting of the names of the Lord in association of devotees, hearing Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam, going to holy places, and taking and worshipping the deities of the Lord. These 5 are very, very potent. Sakala sadhana sreshtai panchanga Krishna prema janmaya pachera alpasanga. If you associate with any of them, even a little, you will advance in devotional service. So therefore, one of the very, very important principles is this chanting in association of devotees. The more we come together and chant. In Kali Yuga, Kali has a very particular feature. It doesn't allow people to come together. The feature of Kali Yuga is to disunite, to separate. Because anywhere people come together giving up their egos, giving up their comforts, that place is free of Kali. So Kali Yuga, it doesn't allow one to come together with same purpose. So therefore, any good thing, it is very difficult to come together. Any bad thing, it is so easy to come together in Kali Yuga. If somebody asks, चलो पार्टी जाना है, तो सब लोग साथ में जाते हैं. कहाँ जाना है? चलो थोड़ा movies देख के आते हैं. We'll do all sorts of things. When we come together and try to chant, try to hear, that is really difficult. So therefore, this principle of coming together, it is really, really important. Sangha Shakti Kalau Yuge. In Kali Yuga, what is strength? Sangha. Association. If we are disunited, then we will fall apart. बचपन में वो story हमने सुनी है ना सब. A father wanted to teach his sons the importance of staying together. So कैसे सिखाया उन्होंने? Sticks. He put 5-6 sticks together and told them break. Individually, it is easy to break. Because individually, we have to just deal with our own sense gratification, whatever I like to do. But when we come together, it is really difficult. We have to keep aside what I like to do, and we have to focus on what we like to do. That is really difficult. So therefore, this movement is called Sankirtan movement. Samyak Rupena Kirtan. When we come together and do an activity, it will look the same. One time, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, my spiritual master, he was telling, many years back, he was telling all of us, brahmacharis in temple, I have one request. All of you, please come together and take prasad. At least once a day, you all should come together and take prasad. Although we can take prasad individually anywhere we can. Just make the plate from the kitchen and go in your room or office or wherever in the ashram you can sit. But Maharaj said, when you come together and do an activity, that creates bonding. It may look illogical, भाई करना तो वही है ना. चाहे साथ में खाइए या फिर अकेले खाइए, it is the same activity. No, it is not the same activity. When we come together and do some activity, that means we are telling Kali that we don't want to follow what you want us to do. It is really difficult. So therefore, any activity when we do together, that place is free of the effects of Kali. Kali means it is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. That is a symptom of Kali Yuga. Quarrel and hypocrisy. When people they come together, if they don't have a same center, same interest, then naturally fighting, hypocrisy, duplicity. So therefore, when we come together and do an activity, it is really powerful. Individually, we may do all our devotional activities at home. We can read Bhagavad Gita, we can chant. But to come together and do an activity, it is really, really powerful. It may look the same कि भाई ठीक है, I'm chanting alone at home and I'm chanting with devotees. Chanting what I have to do, right? I'm chanting. No, it is completely different. Until the time we won't come together and experience it, we will not go to the next level. We will think okay, ठीक है, भक्ति हमारी चल रही है. But unless we come together and do an activity, then till then we will not go to the next level. The entrance to the next level will not happen. Because the Lord is only waiting to see our submission. When we keep aside our own interests and try to come together, that is a very, very important thing. Because that's where Kali Yuga attacks. Srila Prabhupada would tell many times that our institution cannot be destroyed by outsiders. It will be destroyed only by insiders. When we have separate interests, when we don't want to come together and do an activity, then slowly, because there is no bonding, there is no loving relationships, so it will be disunited. So whenever we get a chance to come together and do an activity, although we may have hundreds of priorities, we should always be thinking one thing: am I getting association of devotees in this? Yes. Then I should do it. I should manage all the other things and make it as a priority. Then we will see mercy of Krishna descending. Then we will see holy name reciprocating. Then we will see Krishna speaking to us. Now we may read, we may hear, but that knowledge will not become realization till the time we come together and serve each other. Just coming together is a service. So that is a very, very important and special part of our Krishna consciousness movement. Sangha. Sangha Shakti. Srila Prabhupada would always say that if somebody thinks that he can practice bhakti alone, that means he is insane. He has not understood the value of spiritual life. What is actual devotional service? Actual devotional service is not performed alone. When we come together and serve, when we come together and chant, when we come together and hear, then we go to the next level. And that's what we are doing every week. We are trying to come together for chanting, for reading. Then we are going to holy places. So all these things are really powerful way to advance in spiritual life. Otherwise, it may look that okay, ठीक है, सब कुछ तो चल रहा है. I am chanting also sufficient. I am reading also sometimes. But till the time we start serving, start developing relationship with other devotees, there is a pyramid of devotional circle. The सबसे lower वाला जो base है, if you divide a pyramid into 5 sections, सबसे lower वाला base is people say, what is Hare Krishna? मालूम नहीं उनको. And then you go a little up. What will be the next question?
What we do in Hare Krishna.
Okay, I know Hare Krishnas. पहले तो जानते ही नहीं है क्या है. Then I know, okay, all these people are something, they are into chanting. Next level is?
Now I have started.
I am a part of Hare Krishna. Okay. Then, next level? Fourth level is?
I read books.
I have followed Hare Krishna.
I am Hare Krishna. And then fifth level is?
We are Hare Krishna.
We are with you.
My life is for Hare Krishna. That is the highest level. I am molding my life in such a way that I can keep Krishna in the center. That is the highest level. So all of us, we have to find out where are we. Okay, नीचे वाले पे तो नहीं है. What is Hare Krishna? We know. And we know Hare Krishna. We are practicing Hare Krishna. So now I am Hare Krishna, or I am a devotee of Krishna, and my life is for Krishna. These are the two levels where we have to work on. So now if we have to graduate from 4th to 5th level, what is the secret? Where we think that, okay, I have to really mold my life according to what Krishna wants me to do. And there comes the devotee in picture. ये 4 लेवल तक अपने आप चल सकता है गाड़ी. Okay, I know Hare Krishna, I like Hare Krishna, I am Hare Krishna, okay, I chant also, I attend programs, but till the time we associate with devotees, come together and do an activity, chant, serve, then this will just remain once a week I am Hare Krishna. हफ्ते में एक बार तो जाते हैं. Will not go to the next level. And then it is like somebody is swimming in the surface of the ocean. What do you find in the surface of the ocean? Some fishes, some shells. If somebody dives deep in the ocean, what he may find or she may find? Find pearls. So this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, this is an ocean of devotional service. And we have just entered it. Srila Prabhupada would give another example. It is like a honeybee who is trying to lick a bottle of honey from the outside. लगता तो है because वो honey के bottle के ढक्कन में there is little bit of honey which is there. So the honeybee thinks, I am tasting a little bit, something is there. I think this is the only thing. Doesn't know what is there inside. So we have all experienced little drops of honey. Honey of devotional service. That is giving us great joy. The more we dive deeper, what is in store for us? That is Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. The pearls of realization will come when we come together and do an activity. When we come together and serve. When we come together and chant. That is a very, very wonderful experience. उसके लिए मेहनत लगती है. Till the time we don't come out of our comfort zones, then devotional service will remain otherworldly. हाँ अच्छा है, chanting करते हैं. Till the time we go deeper into philosophy, deeper into Bhagavad Gita, नहीं तो प्रभु जी वो as it is तो अभी तक अच्छा ही लग रहा है. Till the time we are not absorbing our mind, absorbing our intelligence in Bhagavad Gita, absorbing our senses in serving the Lord, serving the devotees of the Lord, then these principles will just remain superficial. There is lots of honey there. But unless we go deep, we will not realize it. And that's what we are trying to do in our weekly Gita classes, but they are not all in all. Because weekly 1 hour hearing Bhagavad Gita is not sufficient. Anything you want to perfect, कितना मेहनत करते हैं लोग? How much people struggle to perfect their fields day in and day out. And what we are trying to get? We are trying to get the highest. तो मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. We have to really work hard. So that is what Krishna is describing. And after hearing all this, Arjun, he got a doubt in the last few verses. Because as we are hearing that this path of spirituality is not so simple. It is not so easy. And we may not become successful. So Arjun is asking this question. We discussed, I think, 38th verse. 38 हो गया ना? 38 हो गया. Yeah, we'll recite 39th today. So in 36, in 37 and 38, in 37 and 38, Arjun asks a very interesting question. Krishna, what if I don't complete the process? You are telling me to do something which is really difficult. And what if I don't complete the process? What will happen to my endeavors? Will it be destroyed? Will I become like a raven cloud? Raven cloud means a cloud which is separated from the main cloud. Big cloud and small clouds get separated. And a gush of wind comes and flows away the cloud. It is lost in oblivion. So Arjun is asking this question. Can you please tell me what is the destination of unsuccessful spiritual practitioner? They could not make their life perfect. 39th verse will start. एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण
एतमे संशयं कृष्ण
चेत्त्वम् अर्हस्य शेषतः
एतं महतशेष
त्वदन्य संशयस्यास्य
यमे संशयास्य
चेत्ता न हि उपपद्यते.
चिता न युपदत्ते.
Translation.
This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely, but for you no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt.
आकाशवाणी का चैनल है. एतन में संशयम. This is my doubt, O Krishna. Sanshay. This is my doubt. What is that? My doubt? Previous two verses. That what if a devotee does not perfect his life? इधर से तो टनल में घुस गए और इधर का लाइट गायब और इधर का लाइट दिख नहीं रहा है. न माया मिली न राम. At least I was enjoying the world properly. Now if I want to enjoy, I feel guilty. How many of us have this experience? When we try to do something which I know I am not supposed to do, मन में guilt होता है. So we are permanently, material life is gone now. We cannot even enjoy properly. That is the mercy of the Lord. Even if we want to do, sometimes devotees say, Prabhuji, कुछ याद नहीं रहता, इतना लेक्चर सुनते हैं, सब भूल जाता हूँ मैं. You try doing some sense gratification. All the lectures will go in the amplified voice. जो नहीं सुना था वो भी याद आ जाएगा. So that's how Krishna is. He never allows his devotees to indulge. But what if नहीं हुआ perfecto? Then Etan me samshayam. Can you please tell me? Chetum. Can you please dispel this doubt? Asheshataha. Asheshataha. Shesh means remaining. Ashesh means without anything left. That means completely you dispel my doubt. You don't confuse me, O Krishna. Because Krishna is expert in confusing people. So he says, can you please tell me very clearly what will be the destination of this devotee? And then he says, Arjuna में से, Krishna में से, मेरे से क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? There are many other great souls. Vyasdev is there and so many other sages are there. Ask them. Twadanya samshayasyasya. Apart from you, nobody else can destroy my doubt. So that is the faith Arjuna has in Krishna. Please take out 8th verse, 2nd chapter, 8th verse. Arjun says the same thing there also. This faith in the teachers, faith in the line of parampara, it is really essential. 2.8. In 2.7, Arjun surrenders. Sishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. And then in the 8th verse, Arjun says the same thing. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudya. I cannot see anyone else who can dispel my illusion, O Krishna. And here again he is saying the same thing. Twadanya chetta nahi. Apart from you, nobody else can dispel my doubt. So that's how it is so very important to understand this principle of keeping faith in the superior authorities. Keeping faith in our teachers. There is some qualification of the teacher and there is a qualification of the disciple. Any guesses? What should be the qualification of a teacher and what should be the qualification of a disciple who wants to learn? General मतलब क्या होना चाहिए? Not in spiritual. What is the qualification of a teacher?
Should be knowledgeable.
He should be knowledgeable. Okay. What else?
He should be able to
Patience.
express. He should be able to express.
He should be able to explain and express properly. Okay. Or
Make it simple for.
make it simple. Okay. ठीक है. And what is the qualification of a disciple? He's a listener. Okay. What else? Obedient. ऐसा नहीं कि आप बोलते रहिए, मुझे जो करना है वो तो मैं करने वाला हूँ.
He should trust the teacher.
Trust the teacher. Wonderful. Faith in the teacher. Sincere. Wonderful. Surrendered. सब बड़े बड़े words हैं सब. So there is a beautiful verse which summarizes all these qualities. He says, Shabde pare cha nishnatam brahmani upashamashrayam. What is the qualification of the Guru? Shabde pare cha nishnata. He should be nishnat. Nishnat means expert in scriptures and in realization. He should not be just parrot-like chanter. बहेली आएगा, जाल बिछाएगा, वैसा वाला नहीं होना चाहिए. He should have realized knowledge. Shabde parecha nishnata. And what is the qualification of a disciple? Brahmani upashamashrayam. He should be surrendered, submissive. So Arjuna is completely surrendered and Krishna is the source of all knowledge. So this is the best combination. When such type of combination is there, then the knowledge transfer happens perfectly. A disciple should be eager, he should have faith. He should not doubt. पता नहीं ये सही बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे confuse कर रहे हैं. One time Srila Prabhupada asked his devotees, am I simple or crooked? अगर कोई पूछेंगे, if some guru asks, am I simple and crooked? So what will the disciple say generally? Simple. So all the devotees said, Prabhupada, you are very simple. He said, no, I am crooked. I came here and I tricked all of you to come to Krishna consciousness. To bring a living entity close to Krishna, it is not so easy. Because the desire to enjoy never goes. Because one thinks that the more I'll enjoy, the more I'll be happy. That desire never goes. Maya Devi never makes one hopelessly frustrated. She keeps one hopefully frustrated. Even though a living entity suffers in the pursuit of enjoyment, he thinks, next time pakka maja aayega. This time I didn't do it properly. So when a teacher, a guru comes in the life, the meaning of the word guru is, he's heavy. Heavy not in terms of weight. A few weeks back in some other program, after the program, one Mataji, she started just coming few weeks back. She comes and says, Prabhuji, ek question hai mera. So, you know what she asks? She says, Prabhuji, वो मैं टीवी पे देखती हूँ सब जो भी साधु महात्मा होते हैं सब मोटे मोटे होते हैं, आप इतने पतले कैसे हैं? So that is not the meaning of the word guru. Guru is not heavy physically. Guru means if you keep the opinion of all the other world on one side of the scale and the opinion of guru on the other side, the opinion of guru will be heavier. So that is the meaning of the word guru. Prabhupada would be very, very, very strong. He would say that guru is not a fashion. Oh, I also have a guru. हमारे भी गुरु हैं. Because उससे भी there is a status. I have a spiritual guru. Please take out 16th chapter, 8th verse. 8th है? One of the verses. Krishna describes the quality of demoniac people. And interestingly, he says, such type of demoniac people, they will, 16 point, just a minute, I'll tell you which verse. Please take out 15th verse, 16.15. So this is a series of 13, 14, 15, 3 verses are together. In that, in the last verse, we'll recite this. Adhyo bhijanavan asmi Koanyo asti sadrisho maya Yakshe dasyami modishya Ityajnana vimohita. What is the quality and mentality of the demoniac type of people? Prabhupada writes the translation. He sees, I am richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is nobody equal to me. You know what I'll do? Yakshe dasyami. I'll perform sacrifice. I will do charity. उससे क्या होगा?
Balance.
पैसा मिलेगा.
I will be glorified as a very charitable person. He is not interested in sacrifice or charity. He is interested in what? His own glorification.
Personal glory.
That is the demoniac mentality. And then in the next, in the 17th verse, again he says, Yajante nama yagyaiste dambhena avidhi purvakam. Such type of people, they do nam yagya. They do yagya for नाम. यज्ञ क्यों करते हैं? नाम होगा मेरा. Just for the sake of doing yajna, they do all these things so that they'll be glorified. So all these religious rituals, such type of people, they do so that they think they'll be known as very spiritual. So Prabhupada would be very strong. Guru is not a fashion. Because that was a trend in the Western world that time. इंडिया में भी है वैसा ही है. हमारे गुरु हैं. There should be somebody who is my guru. But I have never met him or I have never heard his instructions, and that guru is also otherworldly only. So I don't mind keeping a guru because वो मेरे लाइफ में इंटरफेयर नहीं करते हैं और मैं उनके लाइफ में इंटरफेयर नहीं करता हूँ. I do just monthly donation or yearly donation and that's it. Guru means when we accept somebody, okay, he is my guru. Guru is a very big word. Guru means one who represents the proper parampara and the words of Guru is taken seriously. That is Guru. So therefore, somebody who takes the instructions of Guru properly, then one can go ahead in spiritual life. So originally he is taking the instruction of his Guru. He is Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. That is his fortune. His Guru is directly Krishna. So he is saying, only you can dispel my doubt, O Krishna, nobody else. There is a verse in Bhagavatam which says, Etam sasthaya paratmanishta adhyasitam purvatamay maharshibhi aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva. This is a song spoken by Avanti Brahmana. There was a Brahman of Avanti Desh. And he is speaking this verse. He says, I have this faith. Etam sa asthaya. What is my astha? Paratmanishtha. I have faith in the words of Purvatamai Maharshibhi, all the predecessor gurus. What is my faith? If I'll follow the instructions given by them, aham tarishyami duranta param, I will surely cross this ocean of material world. So that is a faith of a disciple. And if authority gives instruction, a guru, a superior person gives instruction, then that is priority for a disciple. So that's why in Vedic times, guru and disciple, that relation is a very, very sacred relation. Even not just in Vedic culture. There was a very famous Christian priest, Thomas Merton. Anybody has heard? Thomas Merton, he was a very, very famous personality. He had written many books. He was a priest. He would stay in church. Very simple person. But just by writing many, many books on Christianity, he became really famous. He was a very, very powerful speaker also. Very realized type of personality. And he was staying simply in the temple. But he had the knowledge. He had the wisdom. He was writing books and he was really famous. One day, he got an invitation from Cambridge University. He was like from 1915 to 1958. 68. He was there only for 53 years. He died unfortunately because of some electrical shock. So one day he was in his monastery and he gets a letter from Cambridge University. And they invited him for a talk. So this Thomas Merton, his seva in monastery was to make bread for all the monks. That was his seva in the kitchen. So this Thomas Merton gets a letter and he goes to his abbot. Abbot means the leader of the monastery. He says, I have received a letter from Cambridge University. Can I go and give a talk there? So this person says, look, we don't have anybody to make bread here, okay? If you go, nobody will be able to make and people will have to starve. So you can't go. So just see. He is getting a letter from Cambridge University. And here, उसको क्या बोल रहे हैं? Bread बनाओ. So what he should do?
गुरु का है, गुरु's instruction.
कितने लोगों को लगता है नहीं नहीं जाना चाहिए ना कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी में? He can influence many more people. इधर ब्रेड बना के क्या होने वाला है? लगता है ना? कितने लोगों को लगता है कि भाई नहीं भाई कैम्ब्रिज में लेक्चर देंगे तो many people will become devoted followers of Christianity. किसी को नहीं लगता है? आपको लगता है खाली? बाकी सब यहाँ पे सेल्फ रियलाइज सोल्स हैं. He didn't go. So that is the surrender of a disciple. जो भी हो, जितना भी बड़ा लेटर हो, invitation हो, but my authority is saying, my guru is saying, okay, you have to do this humble menial service here. We have one of our temple presidents in Shyamanand Prabhu. Sometimes I invite him. He is a very wonderful gem of a personality. He is wisdom par excellence. He joined temple in 1988. He is an MBA. That time he was a very successful personality. Ultimately joined. Now he is like must be 1988 से अभी कितने साल हो गए आश्रम में? 38 years. Oh my God, 38 years he is in temple. And in the beginning of his stay in temple, Maharaj Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he told Shyamanand Prabhu that you are a temple president here. There are 4 temple presidents. One of them was Radha Gopinath Prabhu. Radha Gopinath Prabhu तो आप देखे होंगे ना? He had come here. Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Shyamanand Prabhu, and there are 2 more devotees, Sanat Kumar Prabhu and one more, Govind Prabhu. So Maharaj told him that, this, if somebody is given a post, along with post comes what?
Responsibility.
Or?
Authority.
And what are the drawbacks? One may become egoistic. With every seed, every creeper of devotion, many weeds arise. What are the weeds? Kutinati pratisthasha jivahim san puja labha pratishtha deyato upashakhagan. What are the upashakha? The weeds which grow. Duplicity. Desire for name, fame, prestige. लोग मुझे आके बोलने चाहिए कि प्रभु जी you are such a wonderful devotee. आपको देख के तो मेरी भक्ति चल रही है. आपका क्लास सुन के तो भक्ति चलती है हमारी. All these things, they are very intoxicating. So Maharaj, he told Shyamanand Prabhu that you should do some humble menial service in temple. 1990, मतलब 89-90 में बोले रहेंगे उनको. And he started doing plate washing on Sunday after the Sunday feast class. All the devotees, they take prasad and the plate washing seva is there. And shoe stall seva. Till date. And morning temple hall cleaning at 4:30 in the morning. Till date, he continues that seva. 38 years हो गए हैं. With all his responsibilities, with all the big things he is doing, 3 चीजें you will find him every Saturday morning doing temple hall cleaning, every Sunday doing plate washing, and whenever some festival is there, he'll be at the shoe stall also. So that is the word of a guru. So this submissiveness, to follow the words of guru, that makes the disciple qualified. Then that knowledge becomes realization. And when he speaks, his words are words of realization. He's like wise old man जो बोलते हैं ना वैसे हैं वो. We all look for his class. कब ये class देने वाले हैं? And in his classes are full of wit and humor. हम लोग ऐसा पेट पकड़ के हंसते हैं. So that's the way he is. Very intelligent, very wise, very humble, surrendered, full of wisdom. And he always says, this is all the mercy of my guru. Because unless we surrender, the mercy doesn't come. Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado yasya prasadan na gati kutopi. So when Guru shows mercy, then the knowledge comes and realization comes. Mercy of the Lord comes. So Arjuna is showing this surrender. Only you can help me, O Krishna. Nobody else. So all our acharyas, whatever they have said, it may look very simple, it may not make sense, but it has value. It's like Maharaj told all of us, you come together and take prasad. And Maharaj told us that it may look illogical, but please do just because I am saying. You may not understand the purpose, but please do because I am saying it. Similarly, coming together and chanting, coming together for a yatra, big endeavor. Because Kali has one role, doesn't allow people to come together. साथ में आ गए तो गड़बड़ है. साथ में when people come, then Kali will not be able to rule. When we keep aside our egos and we try to come together, that is the only place where Kali can't infiltrate. Otherwise, Kali Yuga means quarrel, hypocrisy, no unity, all dissension, no people coming together. So that's how it is. So it is very, very important, And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Prabhupada writes a nice purport. He says, Krishna is the perfect knower of past, present and future. He knows. Vedesha sarvai ahameva vedyo. He is the knower of all the Vedas. He is the knower of past, present and future. He says, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said that all living entities existed individually in the past, they are existing now, and they will exist in future also. He has already cleared up the question of the future of the living entities. Now, Arjuna wants to know the future of unsuccessful transcendentalist. So, nobody can know the plans of the Lord. We may all have our intelligence, we can all plan all the things in life. We can plan where we will work, we can plan which home we'll stay, we can plan where we'll send our children to study. Can any of us plan, when I'm about to leave my body, you sing this wala Hare Krishna tune. और ये आप करताल बजाना और आप मृदंग बजाना, तू बिल्कुल मत बजाना. We can't plan our death. Who plans? Krishna plans. On what basis? On what basis Krishna plans?
Karma.
No, not according to. For a devotee. For a devotee, Krishna sees how he or she has spent his whole life. And depending on that, Krishna will plan our death. So what is in our hand? Our present. What is not in our hand? Our future. So we should work on what is in our hand. And then Krishna will work on what is not in our hand. So in present, we should try to come together and try to do an activity like chanting, like serving. Now in few weeks, we are celebrating Rath Yatra here. Many services. So we should not remain guests here. कि चलो भाई अभी रथ यात्रा आ रही है. अच्छा प्रभु जी क्या टाइम है रथ यात्रा का? अच्छा ठीक है, पहुंच जाएंगे हम लोग. Now we have to become hosts. When we take the responsibilities in Krishna consciousness, then we grow. Otherwise, we'll just remain outsiders in Krishna consciousness. We'll remain guests in Krishna consciousness. And the guests can't experience what is going on in the inner side of the house. Nobody takes the guest to the bedroom. लेके जाते हैं कोई guests को bedroom में? No. If you want to enter the bedroom of Krishna, where Krishna is performing his very, very loving relations, pastime with his devotees, then we have to become insider. How will we become insider? When we express this desire to serve. Servant can go anywhere. Outsider cannot go. So therefore, the more we express our desire to serve, come together, chant, then we'll experience the joy of Krishna consciousness. अभी जो हम लोग joy experience कर रहे हैं, that is the beginning of the entry. There is much more remaining. So that's how, I can say I started chanting in 16 rounds in 2006. आज 2026 हो गया है, 20 साल हो गए. मतलब 26 से अभी तक एवरी डे 16 राउंड तो किया है. सो आफ्टर 20 years अभी लग रहा है कि चलो भाई, आई थिंक आई हैव टू गो लिटिल डीपर by doing all these things. So we have to understand that it is ocean, and the more we pray, the more we serve, the more we go deeper. Otherwise it will just remain superficial, and superficial doesn't last. If we don't go deeper, all these things will remain superficial and they'll get vanished, evaporate हो जाएगा in due course of time. हाँ, एक समय था हम जाते थे इस्कॉन में, अच्छे लोग थे, अच्छा क्लास भी होता था, प्रसाद अच्छा होता था, यात्रा भी की हमने, सब किया, लेकिन फिर अभी ठीक है, अभी पता नहीं कब छूट गया. Because we never entered inside it, we never accepted this as our own. So therefore that will be the unfortunate thing. If we don't understand what we have received, उससे बढ़ के क्या होगा? दुर्भाग्य. And that दुर्भाग्य, that bhagya will become saubhagya when we enter into the depth of service. When we start coming together for chanting, for serving, ask for service. That's what we are doing when we are chanting. What's the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra? Oh Srimati Radharani, oh Hare, energy of Krishna, the internal potency of the Lord, please engage me in the service of Krishna, who is all attractive and who is the source of all pleasure. So we are asking service, but do we know that we are asking service? So we should proactively ask for service. Then only service will be given, because just imagine if services are only 3-4, and if people are not coming forward for service, and already there are few devotees who are interested, so others anyways they are not coming, so they will not get. If somebody is really eager to ask, to serve, then they will be given seva. So that's how we have to understand. Have faith in Krishna's plan. Entire universe is a plan of the Lord, so that we can come close to Him. This path of devotional service, it is a very, very wonderful path. Srila Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction, and there is a third verse of Nectar of Instruction. Yes, Renu Mataji, याद है? नहीं, वो तो सेकंड है. उत्साह, निश्चय, धैर्य. Anup Prabhuji is not there today. उत्साह, निश्चय, धैर्य, तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगतागात् सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति. In this verse, Rupa Goswami gives 6 favorable items for the practice of devotional service. First is utsaha, enthusiasm. Devotee should be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic to chant, to serve, whatever activities. Enthusiastic to listen. ऐसा नहीं कि प्रभु जी टाइम देख रहे हैं ना आप. उत्साह. Nishchaya. Nishchaya is a very, very important term which Srila Prabhupada elaborates in great detail, and we'll be discussing a little bit about that. Nishchaya means confidence. One should have confidence in the path of bhakti. What creates confidence? In a particular activity, what all creates confidence that, okay, I should do this? Any guesses? Any thoughts? What makes you inspired to do a certain activity? It will, okay, if we love to do it, okay, or if we are inclined towards that, okay, or if we are assured of success, okay, yes, okay, we should have faith in it that it will work. Wonderful. Any other thoughts?
What benefits?
हाँ जी. ओके, अननोन टेरिटरी है, चलो घुसते हैं. अरे ऐसे तो बहुत कम लोग ही रहते हैं.
If we've seen others,
डेयर डेविल्स.
if we've seen others getting benefited from it.
Okay, others getting benefited, I'll also try. Okay, wonderful. और okay, ठीक है. Yes. It if it gives you happiness, wonderful.
Even if knowledge, if you have knowledge about that subject.
Okay, I know it is important for me. Wonderful. Okay, when you hear it from others, all these things, they are applicable to the path of spirituality and especially devotional service. Why we should have confidence? It gives pleasure. It is all blissful activity. There is nothing boring in spiritual activity. आप क्या मजाक कर रहे हैं प्रभु जी? लाइव चल रहा है और आप बोल रहे हैं boring. Well, one time many years back, one devotee was staying in temple, and he was telling, after few months of staying in temple, he said, "Prabhuji, I am leaving. बहुत हो गया अभी." बोले क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया यार? नहीं सब ठीक ही था. नहीं कुछ प्रसाद में प्रॉब्लम. नहीं प्रसाद वाज गुड. डिवोटीज ने कुछ बोल दिया. नहीं डिवोटीज आर ऑल गुड. प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ? प्रभु जी क्या है ना, जो आप मंगल आरती आप 5 बजे रखते हो ना, 9 बजे कर दोगे ना, फिर सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Another person was telling, प्रभु जी इस्कॉन में सब अच्छा है, 2 चीज निकाल दो ना बस. इस्कॉन इज वंडरफुल. क्या निकाल दो?
Chanting.
ये जो आप चैंटिंग करने के लिए बोलते हो, और ये बैठ के आप घंटों जो सुनाते हो ना, ये 2 चीज निकाल दो, फिर बचा के इस्कॉन में. If chanting is not there, कथा is not there, प्रसाद तो है ही. इस्कॉन इज किचन रिलीजन. लेकिन प्रसाद के बाद जो प्रसाद क्रिएट्स अ वे, जैसे बोलते हैं ना दिल का रास्ता पेट से जाता है, वैसा ही है. प्रभुपाद ने इस्कॉन शुरू ही ऐसे किया है, प्रसाद खिला के. प्रभुपाद वुड से यू शुड ईट टिल नेक. इतना खाओ कि चलना नहीं होना चाहिए. यू शुड वॉक लाइक डक्स. And after 3, 4, 6 months of feeding all the people, then Prabhupada said, now you should chant also. One person, one hippie, hippie matlab all those people from America who are not following any of the codes of social values. He had big hairs. So he comes and Prabhupada told many times that you should shave up, you should cut your hair short or shave up. So one day he comes and says, Swamiji, why you are telling us to shave off our hairs? Krishna has long hairs. Lord Buddha has Lord Jesus has long hairs. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had long hairs. Prabhupada said, who told you about Krishna? He said, you Swamiji. Who told you about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He said, you Swamiji. And what is my hairstyle? Earlier Prabhupada would say, eat as much as you can. So much so that one time Prabhupada went with his Western disciples to house of a life member in India. गुजराती फैमिली, लाइफ मेंबर. और भारत में माताएं कैसे खिलाती हैं, डालना शुरू करते हैं तो फिर रुकते नहीं हैं. Western people, they didn't know how to handle Indian mothers. So they all sitting in line. And ये बेचारे खाते जा रहे हैं. And Mataji comes and says, you want more? No. ठीक है, अरे no बोला तो और आ रहा है. What is this? So after eating full round of 56 bhog, they all come back to temple and one disciple starts crying, Prabhupada, my stomach is paining. Prabhupada said, you ate 20 puris. Others started laughing. Prabhupada said, don't laugh. You ate 16. He said, Prabhupada, how did you know? Prabhupada said, I was counting. So all these things, they look good. So prasad is good, wonderful. But unless we develop taste in hearing and chanting, प्रसाद खा के तो बहुत लोग चले जाते हैं. Of course, प्रसाद का इफेक्ट होता है, Prasad sometimes creates effect after many years, kabhi decades, but prasad never goes waste. In one of the Western countries, there was one time Prabhupada went to give a interview in newspaper channel, and this person was famous for calling all the people and insulting them by asking all nonsense questions. So devotees were telling Prabhupada, you don't go there, he is not a good person. Prabhupada said, no problem, we'll go. So Prabhupada went, and this person, he was so very cordial and nice with Prabhupada. He asked all wonderful questions about what is your religion, simple questions. And one person in the audience, he said, Swamiji, how can you say God is person? So this person who was about to, create problems for Prabhupada, he gets up and says, what do you know about God? You don't know anything. You sit down. And he started chastising that person. So people are confused. Ye to ulti ganga beh rahi hai. So after entire interview was done, so one devotee asked this person, how is it that you are completely different today? He said, my mother has told me, don't bite the hand which feeds you. When I was in my college, I had no money. That time I would go to this Hare Krishna booth and they would give me khichdi. I survived in my college days eating khichdi from Hare Krishna booth. How can I say anything? So it is good that we are attracted to prasad, but philosophy and chanting, it is must. If we are not absorbing ourselves in the philosophy of seva, of Bhagavatam, then it will not remain for long. The path of bhakti is very, very wonderful path. It gives confidence because it is a path which is always perfect. It gives all the wonderful qualities. It is pure. So that's how it is. So now after Arjun asks all these wonderful questions, Krishna, he's the best crisis manager so far in the history. He is now going to speak something very, very wonderfully to Arjun. He knows how to handle problems. If somebody comes with a problem, the first thing we should do is assure that person, koi baat nahi, hota hai. You will become successful. So that is what Krishna is going to do. You should have faith. Because Arjun is really fearful. Kya hoga? Will I lose? Will this devotee be lost? But path of bhakti, path of Krishna consciousness is path of fearlessness. Because Krishna is assured that, okay, name bhakta pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. So why we should have that doubt? So sometimes path of spirituality, it looks really fearful. How many of you have traveled a road which is desolate and lonely? कोई नहीं दिख रहा है, सुनसान रास्ता है. Any of you have by chance, और कैसा लगता है वो travel करते हैं तो road में? What are the feelings you get when you are traveling a road which is really desolate? Nobody is there. Fear. और क्या लगता है? Scary. मजा आता है.
करेक्शन, हमें बहुत बार करेक्शन लगता है कि हम सही रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं.
सही रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं कि नहीं? We are concerned. And that too when somebody else has said ये रास्ता गलत है. बीच में कोई आके बोलता है अरे this is not the right path. Then all the more fearful. All the more. And then what is needed to travel on that path? If 100 people have told that no, it works. It is a right path. And then 50 people are saying no, it doesn't work. And what if 50 people are saying it works and 100 people say it doesn't work?
Courage.
Then what is needed?
Faith.
Faith.
Courage.
Courage. We should have that faith. So path of spirituality looks like that. Because the whole world is saying इससे नहीं होता है काम. आपको वहाँ पे मूर्ख बनाया जा रहा है. It will not work for you. आज तक किसी का भला नहीं हुआ है. सब टाइम पास है. How many have attained perfection? किसी ने देखा है पुनर्जन्म होते हुए? यावत् जीवेत सुखम जीवेत ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य कुतः पुनरागमन भवेत. There was a philosopher, Charvak. He would say, जब तक जियो, यावत जीवेत सुखम जीवेत. Enjoy life. Beg, borrow or steal, but eat food made in ghee. Because that was a standard of enjoyment. आज के समय में होता तो do whatever you want, but drink and eat and do whatever you want. तो वो सात्विक टाइप ऑफ था. बोलता है घी में बनाया हुआ खाओ. Because भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य, अरे this body is about to be burned to ashes. आज तक किसी ने देखा है पुनरागमन हुआ है? Anybody has seen somebody coming back to life? नहीं. So why you are saying all this? All bogus है, फालतू है, सबको दिखावा कर रहे हैं. Just like last time I asked a question, प्रभुपाद का एक स्टोरी बताया ना. What if at the end of life you realize there is no Krishna?
There is Krishna.
ये भी वही बोल रही है. आपको पकड़ेंगे. प्रभु जी. That time faith is required. Assurance is required. Assurance in the authority that no problem. If a child is lost and 100 people come and say ये रास्ता नहीं गलत है, and if his father comes and says बेटा चल, will he follow that path? Why? 100 people are saying बाबा ये गलत रास्ता है.
Faith in Father.
Yes, faith. That's the faith we have to develop in the path of spirituality. Even if everybody says this path doesn't work, but we should have faith in the words of Guru, faith in the words of Krishna and scriptures. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. These are the three things which are very, very essential in our life. Spiritual master, saintly people and scriptures. These three should be very, very importantly, very, very clearly understood, followed. Okay, so yeah. Yes. भाई बोलिए.
बहुत बार ये भी होता है कि जब भी हम कुछ भी पैथ फॉलो करते हैं, जिससे भक्ति अगर वो पूरा खाली रहा तो बहुत लोग बोलते नहीं दूसरा पाथ ले लेना चाहिए. और जो पाथ पूरा भरा पड़ा रहता है तो फिर बहुत लोग बोलते हैं पूरा जो पाथ खाली है वो ले लेना चाहिए. तो फिर हम कौन सा वाला ले?
जो पापा बोलेंगे ना वो वाला. मम्मी बोलेंगी. So we have to understand that there will always be people. Of course, in the path of spirituality, you will not find many people. Which verse, Prabhuji?
7.3.
We will not find many people in this path of spirituality.
7th.
Okay? याद है श्लोक? हाँ,
मनुष्य
सुनो.
सहस्राणाम.
माइक ले लो.
मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित् यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चित् मां वेति तत्त्वतः.
Manushyanam sahasreshu. Out of thousands, few come to spirituality. You will not find crowd in diamond shop. Don't be surprised. आजकल यहाँ पे भीड़ नहीं लग रही है, क्या बात है?
7th.
So you'll always find crowd in artificial imitation diamond shop. So this path of spirituality is anyways a rare path. And if we don't have that faith in the path, then the entire world is there to advertise. यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, यहाँ पे फालतू है, यहाँ पे गड़बड़ है, आपको मूर्ख बनाया जा रहा है. So we have to have that faith and conviction. So Krishna gives assurance in the next verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Arthanaiveha namutra. Vinashastasya vidyate. Nahi kalyana krit kaschet. Durgatim tata gacchati. Translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil.
Yes. Such a wonderful, compassionate assurance Krishna is giving. He's saying, Arjun, you are thinking that you will fail? he will get destroyed. In this life and in the next life, both life will be successful. Partha, oh Partha, na iha and amutra. Iha means in this world, amutra means in the next world. Vinashas tasya vidyate. A spiritual practitioner does not meet destruction, either in this world or in the next world. Anyone remembers any similar verse Krishna has spoken previously?
2.40.
क्या बोलते हैं?
ये 2.40 है बराबर.
बोलो.
नेहा विक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो जगात्.
Wonderful. कितना भयात. So Krishna is giving assurance again and again. Don't worry. Bhu nakos. You'll never be lost in this path, O Arjuna. Vinashas na vinashatasya vidyate. This devotee is never destroyed. Nahi kalyan krit kashit, because you are engaged in auspicious work. This auspicious work, it is supremely auspicious. Durgati. Durgati will never come. Durgati means ill destination.
Faith.
Gati ho gayi durgati. Destruction. So this devotee is never destroyed. Durgati never happens. In 9th chapter, Krishna makes this declaration. Name bhakta pranashyati. Please take out 9th chapter, 30th verse. Krishna is giving such type of assurance again and again and again. 9.30. मिल गया? क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा है ना?
नहीं 31 है.
31 निकल लिया. क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा सश्व शांतिम निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्ता प्रणश्यति. Translation please.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
My devotee never perishes. Declare it boldly. जैसे वो आपने देखा रहेगा ना पुरानी मूवीज में, if the king tells यहाँ पे घोषणा करके आओ, तो कैसे घोषणा होती है? ड्रम बजा के वो सुनो 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 नगाड़े बज रहे हैं, you know. So that's what Krishna tells to Arjun. Arjun, go in the assembly of all these non-believers, take a big drum, and with loud sound you declare. If anybody has doubt कि पता नहीं क्या होगा devotee का, you declare boldly. Why Krishna is telling Arjun to declare boldly? Can't he do this? खुद क्यों नहीं बोल सकते मेरे डिवोटी का नाश नहीं होगा?
क्योंकि जब डिवोटी बोलेगा कि डिवोटी का नाश,
Because he breaks his words of his devotees.
Because he is famous for breaking his own vows. But if devotee tells something, he has to follow the word of his devotee. So therefore बोल रहे हैं, you declare. कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि. You declare boldly. So this assurance is given again and again. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. As it is said, faith does not make sense, it makes miracles. So we should have that faith. Sometimes that faith looks really risky. Looks like blind faith. You know, if we keep many times we put faith because it looks reasonable. Sometimes we have to put faith blindly also. Because some things are beyond our perception. All the other things, okay, I can reasonably understand. ये नहीं समझ रहा है. Just accept it. Sometimes we have to take that leap of faith and follow what is described in scriptures. One time there was a person. He was praying to Lord, oh Lord, please help me. I want to become powerful. So the Lord appeared and said, please, there is a mountain in front of your house. Go and push the mountain. So he said, what it will make sense? How it makes sense? So he said, okay, no problem. Lord has said, I'll push it. He started pushing it from morning to evening. Days, weeks, months. After 6 months, he got frustrated. He started complaining, "Oh Lord, what instruction you have given? It doesn't make sense." So the Lord again appeared. He said, "Why are you frustrated? You're so frustrated. I asked you just to push. I didn't tell you to move it. Now you go and look yourself in the mirror." And then he saw really after pushing for 6 months, he had good muscles. So sometimes the instructions which are given does not make sense. But if we just follow, then in due course of time we will experience the change. So therefore when it is described that come together, it may not make any sense. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? I can chant in my home properly. What difference it will make? It makes a big difference. So unless we take that leap of faith, we will not experience what is there in store for us. So Krishna is very gently saying Tat. Tat is a very loving address. Tat means, "Oh my dear Arjun." He is not chastising. "इतना विश्वास नहीं है कि मैं इतना बोल रहा हूँ. You should have faith in my words. Oh Arjun, please understand, my devotee is never destroyed. Durgati will never happen. And it is all Kalyan Krit." What stops people from coming to spirituality? अभी आप लोगों ने बताया what are the benefits of spirituality. What stops people from coming to spirituality? क्यों नहीं आते हैं लोग? Why this path is rare?
Go to trust.
It's not their calling. ये तो आजकल का modern word है, calling.
People are more interested in pleasure.
Pleasure, okay. मतलब इसमें मजा कहाँ आएगा? It is all boring. We have to stay away from all the pleasures of this world.
It is difficult to follow. It's very difficult.
It is difficult to follow in the long run. Okay, yes. We don't have faith. We don't have company. We don't have association of that type of people. हाँ जी, they get impatient. At least movie देखने से मजा तो आता है. यहाँ पे क्या हरे कृष्णा करके क्या मिला?
Immediate result नहीं मिलता.
There are no immediate results. Yes, thank you. In the outside world, when you work, you immediately get some money. But when we are working in the spiritual life, what are we getting? कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. So because the results are intangible, so generally people, they say it doesn't make sense. In that situation, we need to take shelter of the scriptures. We need to take shelter of the people who are practicing it. As it is said, the proof of pudding is in eating. The more we commit to this process, the more we will experience the transformation. Sometimes people say it is too risky. Just like Arjun is saying, पता नहीं ये भी नहीं मिला, ये भी नहीं मिला. How many of us have taken risks in our life? Anytime.
Everybody.
रिस्क लिए? तुमने क्या रिस्क लिया रे?
बिना हैंड के साइकिलिंग सीखने में.
How many of us have taken risks anytime in our life?
Everybody.
सबने रिस्क लिया? Any examples which you can share?
Bought a property.
हाँ जी.
Bought a property in China.
Shut. मैं सोच ही रहा था कौन बोलेगा ये. मतलब I had this in mind. I was just waiting कौन. रिस्क है बाबा, बड़ा रिस्क है. लेते हैं ना सब लोग. अच्छा फॉर फीमेल्स है. देखो प्रभु जी, आप भी कुछ बोल दीजिए.
प्रभु जी, लोअर नहीं जाना है अपने को.
Anyways, we all take risks in our life. It is not that we don't take risks. But sometimes we take risks because there is no option. We have to take that risk. But if we think because spiritual life, ठीक है, risk नहीं लिया तो बच जाएंगे ना. Because anyways, ज़्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. What is the loss? And we can avoid all the risk. But we don't understand in material life, we take so much risks. And what is the guarantee that we'll get success? And most of the times it is not the case. as वो बोलते हैं ना, सुनाओ एक जोक सुनाओ। शादी ना एक बिजली के वायर की तरह है, सही जुड़ जाए तो जिंदगी रोशन, गलत जुड़ जाए तो जीवन भर झटके। तो है ही ऐसा, everywhere the problem is there, but still we take risk because there is no option. We have to take that risk. But when it comes to spirituality, we don't want to take the risk because it seems too untangible. But the problem is mind doesn't allow us to understand, Baba, इसमें तो इतना risk लिया है और result क्या मिला? Any sufficient pleasure? After some time it is all management. It is all acceptance. We have to accept each other. All the fun and excitement goes away after a month or so, or a year or so. Pata nahi. I can tell only theory.
विनीत जी हंस रहे हैं।
माता जी नहीं है ना इसके लिए। है, अच्छा है। बस अभी कल ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं मिलेगा। But when we are told that in spiritual life Krishna is himself assuring there is no loss, है ही नहीं नुकसान यहाँ पे. There is no risk in this path. In the world, people take so much risk. And although they have heard that so many problems are there in the world, still risks are taken. And in this path, there is no risk at all. Nahi kalyan krit kaschit durgati. But still, our mind is such a sinful, such a rascal personality, doesn't allow us to accept this path. That is the beauty of Maya Devi. Maya Devi has created a prison house with no walls. Still, nobody wants to leave. Because in that wall, in that prison house, the attachment is so powerful. Although one is beaten again and again, but still. Prabhupada would give the example of a donkey. A donkey, when he wants to enjoy sex life, the she-donkey kicks him on his face, but still he goes there. So that's how the more one entangles in the material life, intelligence becomes dull. So therefore, when we come to Bhagavad Gita discussions and try to understand, then the knowledge is like lighting of a bulb. Okay, this is what it was. It didn't make sense so far. And this realization will come as again and again described in scriptures. Achha, which verse in Bhagavad Gita says this? All the pleasures of this world, it gives pain.
5th chapter.
5.22, Krishna says that yehi samsparshaja bhoga
Dukhaye na ho.
dukhayo nayavate. So that's how it is. We have to understand this path of bhakti. It is all wonderful path. There is no loss in this path. Only thing is we have to do it wholeheartedly. Otherwise Maya will give 108 reasons why not to come together. कल चैंटिंग क्यों नहीं करें, या फिर कल साथ में आके चैंटिंग क्यों नहीं करें, इतना बिजी है, बारिश हो रही है, चैंटिंग ही करना है ना, घर पे बैठ के कर लेंगे ना, व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम, क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है, ऐसे भी घर पे मैं सो ही जाता हूँ चैंटिंग करते करते, उधर जाके सोऊंगा तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना. You know, mind can give n number of reasons. Okay, anyways, any questions? बोलिए.
आपने ये सब माइंड के बारे में बोला तो मुझे एक क्वेश्चन आया कि कृष्णा जी ने हमें माइंड दिया ही क्यों है व्हेन इट कम्स फ्रॉम स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ.
माइंड तक क्यों जा रहे हैं, आपको बॉडी क्यों दिया है? When body gives pain, you बीमार होते हैं ना, तो बॉडी नहीं होता तो अच्छा होता.
लेकिन वो मन की वजह से ही हुआ है हम बीमार. हमने गंदा खाया क्योंकि मन बोल रहा है खा ले.
नहीं, sometimes you don't know and you fall sick, right? You get infected with malaria or fever or some disease. That time your mind was not in picture. But still your body also gives a problem. But the body is a vehicle by which you can do something wonderful. So mind is a problem, but by the use of the mind you can achieve something really wonderful. Maneva manushyanam karanam bandhanam mokshayah. Mind is the cause of bondage and mind is the cause of liberation also.
Mandai Vishaya Sangha.
If you control the mind, it will bring you liberation. If you are controlled by the mind, it will cause bondage. So that's how it is. Yes, sir.
Prabhuji, two questions there. In the purport of
Mic le lo, mic le lo. बोलो बोलो.
in the purport of text 39, towards the end लिखा हुआ है कि he knows past, present and future perfectly, but no one knows him.
Correct.
I didn't understand this line, Prabhuji. I mean, how does nobody know Krishna? I mean,
In full.
Okay, in full.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't understand him completely. No, like
Completely.
nobody can understand him completely.
Ananta Shesh is singing the glories of Krishna since the beginning of the creation. He has not come to an end. So even Krishna doesn't understand his glories as it is described. If you ask a billionaire, what is your net worth? The moment he says, I am $150 billion, his net worth has increased at that moment. So he also doesn't know. So Krishna has his omniscience and omnipotence. Both these powers, they are always competing. Omniscience wants to know how omnipotent Krishna is, and the potency keeps increasing. So there is always a dynamic equilibrium.
Prabhuji, one more in text 40. In the purport it is written that, one second, sorry. Towards the end it is written, the only auspicious activities are those which lead to liberation.
Yeah, so what's the doubt?
Isn't this contradictory? हम लोग ने starting से यही सोचा था कि our main goal isn't moksha. It is to go back to the spiritual godhead. Then,
उसको भी मोक्ष ही बोलते हैं.
but our main goal is to go to Krishna, right? Not liberation.
Liberation is of
Liberation-
5 types.
Yes.
Liberation is of 5 types. Salokya, Sarishti, Samipya, Sarupya, Ekatvam. If somebody gets a desire to merge in Brahman, that is also liberation. That is mukti, general. But there is a mukti of going in the planet where Lord resides, getting the same form as the Lord, getting the same wealth and opulences of the Lord, the chance to stay near the Lord. That is also mukti. So that mukti is desirable if seva is there. Seva nahi hai, mukti nahi chahiye. Diyamanam na grananti vinamat sevanam jana. If seva is not there, I don't want liberation also. So devotee is interested in mukti if there is seva. Seva nahi hai, mukti nahi chahiye. Because this bliss of service is unlimited times greater than the bliss of mukti. It's like a mother who has not given birth to a child. She is mukta. And a mother who has given birth to a child, she is in full of anxiety. Who is more happier?
Anxiety.
The mother's anxiety is a greater bliss because there is seva. So the bliss of liberation is insignificant in front of bliss of seva. Any other questions? Yes, Prabhuji.
We just had this thought when you just said view nakos. So I was just thinking in my mind, I just got it as a rhetoric that 80-90% of Indians, I mean, I don't know why they have this fetish towards godmen. I mean, if you
Fetish means, sorry.
fetish towards godmen in the sense they have this very kind of Ashirwad Baba kind of a mentality with so many of the people who are running institutions. So many people, if you see, instead of going through scriptures, are very connected to any institute you see, any institute, whatever. I don't want to
Ashirwad
name
Baba.
also. No, I don't want to name also, but it is only Prabhupada who says, I am servant of God. Don't call me God. But if you see any other institute, many of the people slowly come to the level that they are worshipped or they are at the level of godmen, or they are the ones who are being given the arti. 90%, I mean, whatever you say, I don't want to even name them, but you see anywhere other than ISKCON, you will see anybody who is like proclaiming to himself to be a guru
Yeah. So
will
what
be
is the question?
somehow put to a level of God and worshipped as God only, because he doesn't say who is God. Ultimately, he'll say everybody is same, you worship anybody, then ultimately everybody will worship him only. So how and why does this unfortunate thing happen in India, which is a spiritual hub, or I would say, the
Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, in one of the chapters, description of autumn season in Vrindavan. Shukadeva Goswami gives a very wonderful analogy. He says in Kali Yuga, the right type of philosophy will be hidden behind the clouds, and the all distorted philosophy will be very prominent like the glowworms, because when the sun is hid behind the clouds, glowworms are really attractive. So that is the default setting of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, you can't expect right type of philosophy to be propagated very prominently. So it is our fortune that we have received a path which is a very, very wonderful path. It is free from faults, in which the Guru is saying, I am not God. So much so that in the beginning of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada had established ISKCON in 1966, and in around 69 or 70, three of his very prominent disciples, sannyasis, very big people in the ISKCON society, they started propagating the rumors that, Srila Prabhupada is God. Out of his humility, he is not telling that he is God. And when Srila Prabhupada came to know, what he did? He threw these three people out of ISKCON. They were the most prominent people in the society, who were sannyasis, leading many people. So then these three people, they understood their mistake, they came back and they asked forgiveness from Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada accepted them. So this desire to become God, it is an innate desire of every one of us. सब हम लोग भगवान बनने के लिए आए यहाँ पे. That's why we have left God. That's why we have come here. So that desire is there. And if somebody says, okay, I am God, and you come and worship me, you will also become God. That looks very attractive. So therefore it is our fortune that we have been given a very, very wonderful knowledge, a parampara which is free from faults. We may find faults in the people who are following this parampara. In due course of time, we may find people in ISKCON who will not follow the tradition, who will not follow the rules. That does not mean the philosophy is wrong. Please understand, the people and the philosophy, they are two different things. Some people, they may follow the philosophy properly. Some people, because of their conditionings, they may not follow the philosophy properly. It's like I was about to discuss.
hate the disease but love the disease.
Yeah, we have to hate the disease. I was just about to discuss this also today. There are three types of bhakti. Bhakti in Sattvagun, Bhakti in Rajogun, and Bhakti in Tamogun. So what's the time now?
No.
Okay, we'll discuss next time in more detail about this. Please remind me. You will find people who will follow bhakti principles to hate somebody. They will worship Krishna to kill somebody or to put somebody else down. You will find such people. That should not bring doubts. कि यार भक्ति गड़बड़ तो नहीं है, ये गलत जगह तो नहीं आ गया, गलत चीज तो नहीं पड़ गया मैं. You will find people who will practice bhakti to get name and fame. You will find such type of people everywhere. So we should understand the philosophy is always pure, but the people, they have come from a background, they are carrying a baggage with them, and they are taking help of bhakti to fulfill their baggage. But the good, what is the good thing about practice of bhakti? There is a wonderful story about Kashyap and Diti. Kashyap had many wives, Aditi, Diti. So when Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were killed, we have heard the story because Diti, she approached Kashyap at wrong time. So Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born. After Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were killed, now Diti, she gets another desire. I want a son who will kill Indra. She again goes to her husband, Kashyap, and she serves him so nicely. She speaks all the nice words. Patni itne अच्छे से सेवा कर रही है. So naturally, husband will say, क्या चाहिए? And she says, I want a son who will kill Indra. So you know what Kashyap does? Last time he made a mistake. He surrendered to what Diti wanted. This time, he was now a devotee. It is described previously he was not a devotee. He was a Brahmavadi. Now he was a devotee. You know what he did? He said, okay, you want a son who will kill Indra? I'll tell you a vrat. You do this vrat for 1 year and you will get a son who will kill Indra. And he gave a very special type of Vaishnav vrat. That is called as Pumsavana vrat. And in that, so it is all devotional service for 1 year. Pakka devotional service. Chanting the names of the Lord, worshipping Lord Vishnu, serving devotees. After 1 year, her heart is transformed. So that is the power of devotional service. Even if somebody goes to Krishna with sinful intentions, मुझे name, fame, prestige चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, इसने मेरा इतना बुरा किया है, I will worship Krishna, I will destroy him. Whatever way you come to Krishna, in due course of time you will be purified. That is the power of devotional service. So we should never be bewildered. अरे ISKCON में भी ऐसा हो रहा है, ये लोग भी ऐसे हैं. You will find people everywhere. Because we are in the material world. नहीं तो spiritual world हो जाता ना. So that's how it is. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
ग्रुप चैंटिंग ग्रुप जपा है.
Yeah, we had put on the group, but seems devotees are busy. So maybe next Saturday morning we'll be having japa together. So please, 1 week is there. Please reschedule your things. Saturday morning, यहाँ से half of the people should come for chanting. Okay, anyways. We'll do kirtan. Shikshashtakam. Okay, or we can chant Shikshashtakam and then we'll chant Narsingarti. Shikshashtakam and 10 offenses against the holy names we will chant. I'll put on the group. All of you please open your WhatsApp. So these Shikshashtakam, these are the 8 verses spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally. And these 8 verses, they give the essence of all the Vaishnava principles. And after that, we'll be chanting this 10 offenses to the holy names. So as all of us are already chanting the names of the Lord, so we should know what offenses we should avoid to get the best out of it. Okay, so I'll put on the group now. Shri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam ki jai. Cheto Dharpana Marjan. All of us will recite together, whatever we can. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadho Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrashamiha Janinanuragaha Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरिः न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिर्हेतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजा स्थिता धूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सेवनापरः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टकम की जय। Now we'll recite the 10 offenses. इसके पहले वाले मैसेज में है. We'll just read the translation. 10 offenses against the holy names of the Lord are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees, सब लोग साथ में बोलेंगे, who have dedicated their lives of propagating the holy names of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation to the holy names of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names. Eighth, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kand. Ninth, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And tenth, to not have complete faith in chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prem. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya. Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Hare narsimha, hridaye narsimha. Hare narsimha, hridaye narsimha. Narasimha marim sharanam prapati. Avakar kamala varenaka adbhuta shringa dalita nirmanya kashipo anubringa Keshavadita narhari rupa jai jagadish hare jai jagadish जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव कर
अद्भुत केशवलीका भवानी रूपा, जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे।
जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव। जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज।
प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज।
जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल।
हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल।
जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मण सिंह देव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। महाप्रसादे गोविंदे,
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे,
नाम ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे,
नम ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे,
सर्व पुण्यावतम राजन,
सर्वपुण्यावतम राजन,
विश्वासनैव जायते,
विश्वासनैव जायते,
शरीरा विद्या च,
शरीरा विद्या च,
जड़ेन्द्रिय तहिका,
जयेन्द्रिय तहिका,
जीवे फैले विषय सागरे,
जीवे फेरे विषय सागरे,
तार मध्ये जीवाति,
तार मध्ये जीवाति,
लोभ माया सुदुर्मति,
लोभ माया सुभर्मति,
काकजेता कठिन संसारे,
काकजेता कठिन संसारे,
कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय,
कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय,
हरिवारे जीवा जाय,
हरिवाए जीव जा,
स्वप्रसाद न दिलोभा,
अप्रसाद निलोभा,
श्री अन्नामृत पाओ,
प्रिय नामृत पाओ,
राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ,
राधा कृष्ण
प्रेम
गुण
राखो श्री चैतन्य निताय,
जय राखो श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद,
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य,
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य,
प्रभु नित्यानंद,
प्रभु नित्यानंद,
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर, श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद,
शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
कृष्णा हरे हरे,
हरे राम हरे राम,
हरे राम हरे राम,
राम राम हरे हरे,
राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
हरे राम हरे राम,
हरे राम हरे राम,
राम राम हरे हरे,
राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
हरे राम हरे राम,
हरे राम हरे राम,
राम राम हरे हरे,
राम राम हरे
जय
हरे।
श्री भगवत महाप्रसाद की जय।
जय।